What's going on, guys? This is Sean Swank. Welcome to another episode of the amazing confidence community. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. This is the battle zone where you leave out alone and you always be the champion. Today I'm going to cover the topic of the animal kingdom. I was watching the Animal Channel one day. I'm a bit of a TV guy and a bit of a movie buff, so I'm always watching something so I can stop thinking about my normal life and go into a dream world. So I'm watching the Animal Kingdom, and they were talking about the behavior of animals where mating is concerned and the things that the various animals do to attract their mate. And I'm watching this, not thinking deep or trying to pay too much attention to it, but I was kind of intrigued by it. So I'm watching it, and I noticed that every animal that they were naming, it was the male that was actually doing something to lure the woman to be with him. And so I kind of made it my duty to pay attention to the behavior of all these males to see how crazy it got with these animals to try to lure their mate into mating with them or establishing, some family with them or whatever. So I was fascinated by the fact that, God made men very intelligent, and animals aren't really intelligent at all. But when it comes to the subject of getting a mate, we become absolutely retards, and the animals have it down to a science. Like, they don't try to find a billion things to do to get a mate. They find out what works, they master it, and they do it. And that's kind of what I want you guys to get into your, not only your head, but your hearts, is this isn't as complicated as it seems. I think the problem is sometimes you get so much information, you don't know what information is the right information. And when I watched that show, I was just fascinated at some of the things that you see these animals do. And I'm sure you guys saw a bunch of this stuff going on just in life, some of the things that they do, and didn't realize that it's actually the male bird doing these things that you think all the birds are doing, or it's the male lion that's doing this thing that you think all lions do because you hear the noise, or like some kind of insect making a noise, and you think, oh, these are just the insects making the noise, and don't realize that it's the male actually doing his mating call. So I'm going to go through a list of some of those things just so you guys will know what these particular animals are doing to get their mates to respond to them so they could build a family with them. Did you guys know that male turkeys are the ones that actually gobble? And that male peacocks are the ones that have the alluring feathers? I had no idea about that. I thought perhaps it was the woman bird, the woman peacock that has the feathers, but no, it's the male peacock that has the feathers. And I kind of use that as an example when I try to teach guys that are concerned about being masculine or looking a certain way with their dress code, because they care about what their guys think about what they're wearing versus the attraction that it's going to do with the woman. If a guy says that, go ahead and tell him that, if your guy kind of busts your balls about wearing something that's a little different, just let him know it's the peacock bird that actually wears the feathers that allure the women in. And tell him to go back and sit on the couch and play with this video game like he always does. The male Madagascar cockroach makes a hissing sound to call the female. Alligators will spend minutes, even hours, nudging and bumping each other's snouts, back rubbing, circling, coughing, swimming, and even blowing bubbles to attract their women. When the male chameleon wants to attract his mate, he bobs his head up and down in some crazy fashion and side to side to get her attention. If the female likes what he displays, then his color's dull. And if she doesn't, then if the female likes what he's displaying, then her colors turn dull. And if she doesn't, then her colors will warn him to stay away. Isn't that amazing, dude? The male bald eagle actually performs aerial acrobatics to impress and attract their mate. So when you see those eagles doing that in the air and they're flying and everything, they have purpose. And that's what I want you to keep in mind when you're out there and you're trying to draw in your mate, is while you're doing your aerial dance or whatever you may be doing to attract that woman, it's actually on purpose. And that's one thing that I learned when I started to find out about this stuff is when I went out, I actually had purpose. Whereas before I knew this stuff, I went out and I had no purpose and no plan whatsoever. And I was hoping for the night to present fun to me, or for the night to present opportunities to me. But when I started doing this stuff, I realized that when I go out, I actually have a purpose and a goal to achieve. And my goal, if I go out tonight, my goal will be, okay, I'm going to make sure that I approach 3 women that I'm really attracted to if I see 3. If not, then I won't. What's my next goal? Okay, if I don't see 3 that are very attractive, I'm going to make sure I go and talk to at least 5 groups at this particular venue just to meet new people. Okay, all right, that's one goal. Okay, I did that goal. What's my next goal? I'm going to go play some weird game that I just created a week ago and try it out on someone today just to do it as a warm-up. That's a goal to do. And you'll find out when you have all these goals set for you to do for the night, you'll have the greatest night ever, because not only are you not focused on whether you're going to have fun or not, but you're focused more on achieving these goals. And in the process of achieving the goals, the fun manifests itself, because you're not trying to be fun. You are fun. You're not trying to go out to look for fun to find you. You're out with a purpose. And when you do have a purpose, that's when fun and excitement finds you. So I want you guys to kind of get into the habit of that. Like, make some small goals for you to have for the night. It could be a simple goal as, just going up to a few girls saying hello to them. And finding out how they're going to respond to different ways to say hello. Like, this is all entertainment, dude. Like, this is your life. It's all right to live your dream on that night. Like, you can come up with a whole fantasy of things that you're going to do for that night and just live them out. And the funny thing about it is at the end of the night, you'll be one of those guys with amazing stories to tell people because you actually lived out a dream. And there's nothing wrong with planning that out. And truly effective people always have at least 75% of their life planned out. And the other 25 just comes from the reaction that they get from people when they do what they plan on doing. So I want you guys to be those type of dudes. The cricket the male cricket rubs its legs together, causing the sound that attracts the female. So when you hear a cricket out making that noise, it's actually the male cricket trying to draw the woman in. A lion makes a huge roar to lure the lioness and will fight any challenge with other males trying to make the girl of his pride his or to protect her.